Hello again, and welcome to the final video of Reason Essentials Jumpstart, where we learn possibly the most important skill to share our songs with the world. How do we get the result of all of our hard work into popular file formats so that other people can hear what we've done? The first thing we need to do is set the end of our song inside the sequencer. In Reason and Reason Essentials, we do this with the end marker. I scroll to the end of the song using the preview window and find the marker labeled with an E for end. Then I move that marker to the position on the sequencer of the last thing that I want to hear. It's also important to account for any trailing sounds or reverb. Now we're ready to export. Let's go to File and choose Export Song as Audio File for our first option. This brings up a Save As window where we get to choose the name of our file, where it's going to go, and what format. I'm going to rename this file Export Test, and we'll put it in its own folder, also called Test. Our format options are AIFF and WAV. I'm going to choose WAV and click Save. This brings up a window full of other options. We have sampling frequency, bit depth, and dither. The settings you'll use here depend on how you recorded and what kind of file you want in the end. These are CD settings, 44.1 at 16-bit with dither to reduce the bit depth naturally. I'm going to set it to a bit depth of 24 and export because I don't need a CD quality file. This is going to bring up a progress bar where Reason is basically scanning through our song to export the end result audio file. This produces a much higher quality and generally larger sized file than your average MP3. Now let's go to the location on my computer where this file exists and listen to it for a moment so we can hear what we've exported. And we've successfully exported our whole song. But what if we wanted each track as an audio file? Well, then we're going to go back to File and use Bounce Mixer Channels. From this menu, we can use a check to mark which tracks we want to export, including the master section. Any mix channel you have available in your song will be available here. I'll choose to bounce my master section and guitar. Next, we can choose to apply the mixer settings, either all of the mixer settings, all except the fader section, or none of the mixer settings. Additionally, we get the option to normalize, or to make sure that the maximum volume represented in our track is at 0 dB full scale with no clipping. We have the exact same file format options for file type, sample rate, and bit depth, and we'll use the same settings. Our range to bounce is set by the locators, either song, which is based on the end marker, or loop, which is based on the left to right loop locators. We can also choose where to bounce to, either new tracks in the same song or new audio files on disk with or without a MIDI tempo track. We'll be bouncing two tracks, one master section and one just a guitar. When we click OK, we get the same location options, and let's navigate to that test folder and choose to bounce there. This process tends to take just a little longer than bouncing as an audio file because we're ending up with more resultant audio files in the end, and each audio file will be named after the mix channel which it came from. No matter how many tracks we have in our songs, no matter how many mixer channels, we can always bounce them down to individual tracks. So now we know how to record audio, how to use MIDI instruments and sequencer-based instruments, and we know how to share our projects with the world. The only thing from here to music is your creativity, and Reason Essentials can provide a great platform for inspiration, performance, creative doodling, or whatever it is that you do to make your music. Thanks for watching.